The barbarians are in the gate. Last night I did a little, we had a big group actually of VIPs that took on a tour. I don't get to do that very often anymore, but took a tour of the Capitol, a quick one. We wound up on the House floor, and I pointed to them, as you may have heard me reference this often. I think of it a lot. Why did Congress put "In God We Trust" above the rostrum of the Speaker's podium there in the center of the House?
Now, this, of course, comes right after we talk about these crazy lefties and their socialism and all that.
Right.
Okay. And then we get Mike Johnson, and Republicans are really shifting hard right now. Trump is shifting hard on it where, listen, the midterms are coming up, and they do need this boogeyman to sell people. Mm-hmm. And the Republicans, Trump administration, have gone and screwed up a lot of stuff with the war, made things a lot more expensive. You've got to have like this boogeyman, this thing that scares you out of, like if you're an independent, out of voting for a Democrat, or if you're a Republican, something that gets you somewhat enthused to at least go vote against someone else that's coming up in that election. And they've decided that one of the main things is communism, the commies. And so, you know, he's called like Mom Donnie a commie a bunch of times, except for when he went and met with Mom Donnie. I thought they were going to make out. Like it was, I've never seen people get along like that on a first date. It was crazy. And realized they had a lot in common, I think.
Yeah, all the communism except when they're buying equity in companies and stuff.
Yeah, stuff like that. You know, Speaker Mike Johnson says the barbarians are inside the gate. We are fighting right now in Congress over whether we're going to maintain our status as a constitutional republic. Hold on a second, because earlier we just talked about how the president is doing a war again, where he can just do it for 60 days.
Yeah.
Congress isn't going to vote to authorize this thing. So we know if they actually tried to vote to authorize it would fail.
But Nate, again, that it's okay when they do it. You know, it's the same thing with buying equity in private companies. You know, it's not communism. It's not bad when they do it. It's not unconstitutional when they do it. It's unconstitutional when the left wants to do it.
Yeah.
But no, the right, you know,
that's right.
They should be able to do whatever they want, obviously.
So anyway, I interrupted the middle of his thing here, whether we're going to maintain our status as a constitutional republic or trade that in, dismantle the foundations, and go down this dark road of death to communism. That is the question.
Boy, they are laying it on thick.
Yeah. And he literally, like in the speech, was like, and here's why we need an extra $1 trillion to fight that.
The thing is, we're seeing this a lot. All of us that maybe voted for Trump or supported them in the last election because we thought they were actually going to maybe, you know, reduce the spending by $5 a year or something, you know.
Yeah.
That baby step.
That would have been something.
They've done so many things that upset us, you know, with the unconstitutional war, the extra spending. I mean, they just completely turned their backs on us. And now they're coming back and they're just begging us, oh, you have to get in line, you have to support us, or they might win. It's like
the communists.
You know, if they do, they do. If they win, it's your fault because you told us what you were going to do on the campaign trail. You did the exact opposite. Yeah. Right. So don't come crying to us. You know, if you don't have a DeLorean to drive up to 88 miles an hour to go back in time to fix what you did, then you're probably going to lose and learn the lesson so that the next time you get in power, because you will. Don't do it again next time.
That's the thing. If you still just vote for them, they have no incentive to do a better job next time.
Right. Exactly.
That's my biggest thing. Like, what are you teaching them in the same way that, like, if you're teaching the child, like, no, you can't do that. No, you can't do that. And then they do it and you're like, oh, all right.
Right.
So anyway, what'd you teach the kid just then? You know, I'm not saying you punch them in the face or anything like that. It's just, what are you teaching these children in Congress? That they don't actually have to do the things that they say that they're going to do, because you're still just going to vote for them because at least they're not as crazy as the other people.
Right.
And if you keep doing that, they're never going to get better.
Right.
That's just the way it works. I think it's science or something. That's just the way it's going to work. So
it's human nature.
Yeah.
It's inscribed in the marble, as you know. You can't miss it when you walk in the chamber. It's the first thing people notice when they walk in at eye level and see it there. And I pointed out that in the visitor's guide to the House, it explains that. It says it was put there in 1962, and it says in the visitor's guide, it's been published for many years, it said Congress voted to place that there as a rebuke to the Soviets because of their philosophy during the Cold War. What was the...
All right, so he's going to go on this whole thing about the "In God We Trust" in Congress and how it was a rebuke to communism, godless communism, where the state becomes people's god, which is true.
It's true.
That is true. It's also true here in the U.S. Like the state has become people's god.
Right. I was going to say
what religion is getting replaced with.
We literally had a president putting out a meme of him being like acting like Jesus, like healing people and stuff, a few months ago.
There's been quite a few things like that.
Yeah. So
quite a few things. They're still trying to do this. You're not going to beat communism by doing big government better than everyone else and then making the government even bigger and then leaving that for the next people. These people are not always going to be in control. Someone that you don't like is going to come in control of this government. Republicans have got to get this through their heads. Every action they take has got to be decreasing the size and scope of government because someone else is going to come in.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. It might not be the next term. It could be the one after that. Are you going to leave that person with the most powerful government in the history of the world or not? Because right now it seems like the Republicans' goal in life is to leave the next Democrat with the most powerful government, the most powerful executive office, and the biggest budget in the history of humankind. And like, that's their goal. That's what they want to do. And then they're going to cry about communism.
Right.
While they're doing it. You're setting it up, man. That's what you're doing.
What's hilarious is I flipped on the TV after I got back to the hotel last night, and the leader of the education union was on, and they were having a big conference, and she was saying the exact same thing. The barbarians are in the gate. They're in the highest levels of power. They're both using it. Fear drives votes, and they know this, and unfortunately, that's all they care about right now is the votes, and they have no intention of actually fixing any of the problems, which is why like they're just going to be out there scaring us for the next 6 months, and then they'll go right back into ignoring us, and
promising about the good things they're going to do once they finally have all three branches of government.
Right.